You guys, this is the all-new 2026 Hyundai Palisade. Yes, I know, it looks completely different. And we get a new trim in XRTPro, which I am also covering in this video, so stay tuned. That one is more rugged, more capable, and you won't believe it, so stay tuned. But let's talk about this completely redesigned, longer, bigger, more spacious, two new powertrains, a 3.5-liter V6 and a 2-liter turbo hybrid. Gorgeous new redesign, new colors, new wheels, new tech inside. I love some of this tech, so let's have a look around. Just look at this new back end. I love the new body style. What do you guys think? We've got gorgeous Palisade badging on here. This is all new. We have new tail lamps. This one is the 2.5-liter turbo hybrid. So this one gets 329 horsepower, 339 pound-feet of torque. It can tow up to 4,000 pounds. It is an 8-speed automatic. Of course, we have a power liftgate on this top trim. So this new Palisade got longer for 2026. We have more room for passengers and for cargo. This is how much room there is behind the third row. So I can push forward power the third row so that we get a few more inches of cargo room back here. I can also power fold the third row. We can also power fold the third row from back here. So I've pushed the seats forward, now I'm power folding them down. I just want you to see, it is so spacious. But what does that really mean for me? Let's hop in the third row and see how much room there is for me. I love that one-touch power fold. These are power tilt and slide seats on this top trim. Let's hop back there. This top trim has heated seats back here in the third row. We also have power adjusting seats from back here, cup holders. We have speakers back here. We also have USB-C chargers on both sides in the third row. And I love how big this rear window is and that the second sunroof comes all the way to here. It just gives so much more light. And I know it's hard to tell because this is a dark interior inside a studio with studio lighting. But if we were outdoors, even with this dark interior, this combined with these giant windows would give us so much light back here. It's not a horrible amount of room. I'm 5'1" and I feel pretty comfortable back here. You know what? It's because it's stadium seating. So it's this whole back floor is elevated and then the second row floor is lowered. So that's why this seat feels like it's lower. But that gives me in the third row so much more visibility and more comfort back here. Plus we have lower anchors or latch for 2 car seats back here, which means you have latch for 4 car seats in this top spec. There's some cool new tech inside this new Palisade as well. There is an ultrasonic or advanced rear seat reminder. So it detects if there's movement in the second and third row after you park and walk away from the vehicle. If there's movement, let's say it's a pet or a child left in the vehicle, it will honk the horn and let you know via the BlueLink app. So it will text you. I love this feature. I think it's amazing. There's also a data recorder with 2 cameras, which is like a dash cam. It activates if there's movement outside the vehicle or while you're driving. So if anything happens, you can download that data from the micro USB. It's like a dash cam, but also when you're stopped, which is a safety feature. If your car gets broken into or something happens around your car, it is now recording that. I think that is a fantastic feature. The other thing new for the 2026 Palisade is phone as key. So digital key in Canada, digital key 2.0 in the US. That means you can use your smartphone or your smartwatch as your key fob. You no longer need to take your key fob with you if you have your smartphone or your smartwatch. If you have the BlueLink app and it's connected to your car, that's all you need to drive the car. And I love the phone as key feature. I've loved it for years. It's been around for a couple of years, but like not all manufacturers have it yet, but it's now on the Palisade. These are power seats in this top trim, as I already mentioned. The floor is also lowered for this second row so that the third row has better visibility. I love that stadium seating style. We also have a huge sunroof here that has a privacy shade, or sunshade, I should say. We have heated and ventilated seats in the second row. That is standard in Canada, not in the US. It is an option, so depending on the spec you're getting. This one, again, as mentioned, top trim, calligraphy. We have window shades. I always appreciate that. Little grab handle, we have lights back here, vents in the ceiling, which I love, and then our second and third row climate back here. I'm 5'1" and I have plenty of space. I love how Hyundai does this. They put a USB-C charger on the side of both the driver and passenger seat, as well as these controls here, which means I, as this passenger, can control this seat. So if there's nobody sitting here and I'm just a passenger, I can adjust this front passenger seat to give myself more room. And yes, we have little pockets back here. We also have a little storage bin back here. All right, let's start it up. I love this. We've seen this on the Ioniqs, where the start-stop button is on this gear selector. This gear selector is amazing. You just turn it forward for drive, backward for reverse. We have our little pixels on the steering wheel. Looks amazing. This, again, is the top trim, so we're gonna have leather-wrapped steering wheel, and then a fully digital driver display. I love how they've angled this towards me. We have a big head-up display as well, which I know is always impossible to see on camera, but we have 2 cup holders, 3 USB-C chargers. We have this wireless charging pad here, and then we have a whole other, this is floating, we have a whole other little storage area underneath here with a 12 volt. And then we have our tri-zone climate right here, and some hard touch buttons for drive modes. This right here is the UVC tray, and you can turn it on with here. What it does is you can put your device on there and turn it on, and it will get rid of any germs. And I think that's like the coolest feature. We saw that first on the Santa Fe. As you can see on this top trim, we also have some ambient lighting in here, and then we have our usual Hyundai features in here with the sounds of nature. Let's see if that's gonna work in here. Very cool. And then we have a big center console as well with lots of storage. You guys, this is the new XRT Pro trim, which, as you can see, looks more rugged. It is standard all-wheel drive, both in Canada and the US. In Canada, all the specs of the Palisade are all-wheel drive. In the US, the standard is front-wheel drive with all-wheel drive available, but the XRT Pro spec is standard all-wheel drive. This is also the new 3.5-liter V6, 287 horsepower, 260 pound-feet of torque. This one can tow 5,000 pounds. You can get the 3.5-liter V6 on some other trims of the Palisade as well, but you can also get this one in a hybrid. Overall, you can see it's a lot more rugged looking. We even have front recovery hooks. We have better front and rear approach angles. We have front and rear skid plates for underbody protection. We have a 1-inch higher lift. We have specific 18-inch wheels for the XRT Pro, and these all-terrain tires. We get some different drive modes as well. We also get brake control, so descent brake control. So this color, you've seen it before on the Santa Fe, but again, we're gonna have some exterior differences on the XRT Pro, like this XRT bottom skirt here with the embossing. You just saw in the calligraphy, there was a lot of chrome. Here we get a lot more black. There's a closer look at some of the differences on the aesthetics of the XRT Pro, including those 18-inch wheels and the all-terrain tires. And then we get rear recovery hooks, as well as the difference on the back end is gonna look slightly different as well, because it is higher and because it has a different approach angle or under angle than the other trim that I just showed you on the calligraphy. But again, this black badging on the XRT Pro looks amazing. And then of course we have XRT Pro specific badging. See how different the interior of the rear is. Not too much different, except I see a lack of all of the power folding options. Let's see if these, oh, they just fold, manually fold the second row seats, but we have a 60-40 split on that third row here. We also get calligraphy and XRT embossing on the headrests in the front. So this Hyundai Pay is available in the US, but not in Canada, which is super cool. You can connect your wallet to your car, which means you can pay for things like gas and things on the go with your car. I mean, that's wild. Again, not available in Canada yet. All right, we have off-road pages, which is super cool. Gorgeous leather steering. I love that this is all black, like blacked out ionics, blacked out pixels on a black steering wheel. It looks so good. We have a driver sensor for advanced driver assist features, same cool gear selector, a beautiful driver display and touchscreen facing me. 3-zone climate control. We have heated seats and ventilated seats in this XRT Pro. We have 3 USB-C chargers and wireless charging, cup holders. And then our center cubby is a little bit different than in the calligraphy. It just opens up normally, not clamshell style like the other one, but we still get that big floating console underneath here with a 12-volt. We still have the little edge here for our phone, but it does not have the UVC germ thingy. And then we have some ambient lighting here, as you can see. We also get different drive modes because this is the XRT Pro. We get snow, mud, and sand, as well as brake control with this. The 3.5-liter V6 can tow 5,000 pounds, whereas the hybrid can only tow 4,000 pounds. On some of the trims of the Palisade, you can seat 8, but in the calligraphy I just showed you and in this XRT Pro, we have captain's chairs in the middle, which means this seats 7. We're missing that big sunroof in the back here. We still have rear climate control. We still have that lowered floor in the second row, which means better legroom. I'm 5'1", and also it means your third row passengers have better visibility, which I always appreciate. We also have window shades here and the usual same as the calligraphy, except these are dark, which is specific to the XRT Pro. A little handle, love that. Hooks, light. We have vents, rear climate, heated seats here in the second row, which is standard in Canada, I will say, on all specs, and not necessarily in the US. We have a nice little cubby here and a household plug here as well. And I want to talk about that tech. So remember I mentioned the rear occupancy alert, the digital key, and the dash cam. Well, those are all standard on the XRT Pro, and I love that. Completely fine with manual folding seats. Same amount of room. We get that same lower floor for the second row than the third row, which means it's like stadium seating and I have lots of visibility. We still have USB-C chargers back here and cup holders back here. We still have child latch or Isofix lower anchors for child car seats here in the third row, which is amazing. We still have captain's chairs in the second row on the XRT Pro. I will say one major thing I'm seeing not here is the big sunroof in the second row. But if you are buying the XRT Pro for that ruggedness and the capability, you're not worried about that second row sunroof. So let me know, are you choosing this one or the XRT Pro? We don't have pricing information yet. It'll be coming soon, and I love this new design. Let me know what you think. Leave a question or a comment, and please don't forget to subscribe.